Hi friends, I'm just popping in real quick before the episode starts to apologize and let you know that we done goofed a little bit this week and recorded on our laptop microphone instead of our real microphone. So the audio quality this week is not the best, particularly the first couple minutes. It does get better once we start doing the questions, but we open whispering as we do, and it does not bode well for us. But like I said, once we get into the questions about like 2 or 3 minutes in, we do sound better. You can actually hear us. Hopefully this will be the only time this happens. We know what went wrong and we fucked up. So this won't happen again. Fingers crossed. If this is the first time listening to the podcast, we don't always sound like this. It is usually of much higher audio quality. But I hope you enjoy the episode anyways, and we will see you next week sounding much better.
Hello friends, my name is Dave Miller.
And I am Niall Spain. Good afternoon. We are your fuck buddies.
We tried so hard to be quiet that time, I think.
Actually, it was worse.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it.
Oh, I like these dulcet tones.
I'm a year older. I'm a year wiser. I've come to bring my wisdom to this table. That is not, in fact, a table. But it's a cardboard box and a cutting board covered in paint.
It's also sitting on top of a rolling, plastic storage unit I got from Walmart.
I didn't know what to call that, so I decided not to mention it. It's wisdom. This very table. Welcome back, guys. How are we doing?
We're a dating and sex advice podcast where we take your sticky, sexy situations and turn them into sexy, sticky situations.
We sex questions.
I'm worried that this isn't going to be loud enough for anyone to hear.
Is it louder now? Or now?
Yep, there it is. That's the one.
Oh, I can't even pretend to be more mature for fucking 3 minutes.
I know. This is actually not bad. I'll tell you, just sniff it. It's a pretty accurate old-fashioned.
You know what? Yeah, it's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst.
We're drinking pre-made old-fashions from a bottle.
Oh shit, on our quality control level of liquor, that means this can be our worst episode yet.
Oh, I don't know.
This has to be the cheapest shit we've ever drank.
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
At least in terms of time. Yeah. I think the beer and cider day was probably, because one can of cider is only $3.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, here's our podcast where we talk about the pricing of alcohol, and
this is our alcohol pricing guide.
So what do you think about the new $4, I don't know, fucking
buck of beer? Oh.
We did it!
This is the earliest we've ever recorded, I think.
This is also going to be the freshest episode ever received, straight to your loins, because we're recording this almost the day you're listening to it. Almost.
Fuck you, holiday schedules.
Yeah.
Do you want to just get into it? Do you have anything to talk about?
We're real well prepared, guys.
Yeah.
Go, start off.
I'll start it
Kick
off.
us into gear. How's your week been?
It's been good. It's been fucking crazy. I'm a bartender, and I don't know if we've ever talked about that. But it's Christmas season, so it's just been non-stop Christmas parties all the time.
It's just been fuckery all week.
And I've been lucky. Usually those parties are kind of a nightmare because people are fucking assholes, but every party I've worked, the people have been so nice, and they've it's usually an open bar, but they've still been throwing money at us.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Also, if you're ever at a party, an office party or whatever, and there's a bartender, and you give us money, we're gonna serve you first.
Yeah. Also, we're gonna really appreciate it.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if you're not paying for any drinks, toss us
a $5. $10, 20.
Yeah, the second you give me a $20 bill, it's I don't care how many people are in front of you, I'm skipping them and getting you a drink.
Yeah, I know it's my usual standard. If I'm at a place where it's an open bar, I'll drop down at least 20.
Yeah, same thing. If I'm ever at a wedding, I'm just like,
Because like it's the shit you're gonna be
there you
probably have. You would have spent that on 2 or 3 drinks.
That's the
anyway.
thing. It's like, if I'm going to be drinking a lot if it's an open bar, and there's no way I would be drinking less than $20.
Nope.
So why the fuck wouldn't I?
Yeah. Well, now this is our tipping podcast.
All right, let's get into. Let's do this one.
Nah, I don't like that one.
This one comes from an unfortunately named person on Reddit. Banana cream pie 123,
Okay.
and they ask, "What are your thoughts on a bad kisser? Would it be an automatic deal breaker, or would you let your partner know, or give them a chance to improve?"
Ooh, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of bad kissers.
Yeah,
I hate it personally. Like
me too.
It's one of the worst things. But I'll usually like give them a chance because I find like sometimes they're not even necessarily a bad. Well, okay, they're usually a bad kisser, but like sometimes they just have like a slightly different style or rhythm or whatever. And usually, if you give them enough time, they'll kind of like either learn by kind of copying what you do, or like match. It's almost like leading a dance.
Yeah.
So you kind of show them the way, and if they just cannot fucking get their shit together, you can't do it. There's
Yeah.
nothing worse. Like,
It's like the first sign of incompatibility if like you can't get that kissing rhythm down.
yeah,
Like making out's one of the best things, and it's also like, it's not like sex where it's, you actually have to like commit to it. Like you
Yeah.
can make out for like 2 minutes in the morning or like
Yeah.
at night or whatever, and really not go anywhere with it, but it's still
you can
hella
do it
satisfying.
whenever you
Yeah.
want, which is pretty great. But like, if you don't want, if you're like living in fear, because then that shit kiss could happen at any point.
yeah.
That's the terror, right?
It also weirds me. Like I encountered it a lot in like high school and stuff when people were still sort of like figuring their shit out. It weirds me out when you're like 30 and you're a
Yup.
bad kisser.
Yep.
Like I'm just like, where?
How have you gone this time without?
Who led you astray? Like, were you a good kisser and then you dated a bad kisser and you thought that's how kissing worked?
Yeah, or just no one ever told you.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to kiss shame people. It's like everyone has their levels of adequacy at things. But yeah, no, it's always weirded me out where I'm just like, you're a grown ass adult.
Yeah.
How do you not know that like your tongue shouldn't be rigid and like penetrating my mouth?
Yeah, like teeth should never connect.
Yeah.
I once made out with a girl who literally like put her teeth in a ring around like planted her teeth on my face around my lips, and then would just like fucking peck at my mouth with her tongue. And like I literally had a row of teeth around my mouth. Like,
I have bad news.
was it you?
I believe that was a succubus. I think she was
Maybe.
trying to extract your soul.
Yeah, it was fucking like, it was bad.
Um,
And like it was so bad that like after it ended, I was like looking at her like, was this a joke? Was this like some like deep con? Like I'm not sure. To this day, it could be the longest con ever known. But like, how do you not know that's the worst?
yeah. I once had a girl who kissed as if she was fucking. Yeah, like we would kiss and then like it would be fine, like closed mouth. The
Mhm.
kissing was fine, but the second the mouth's open, she would use her tongue as like a dick and my mouth as its receptacle and would like penetrate my mouth with her tongue, and I was just like, what are you doing? What are you trying to accomplish here? And like, I don't know, it was really uncomfortable.
I think one of my favorite like witnessing a bad kiss secondhand was a friend of the show. He was with this girl who was pretty damn hot, but whenever she was making out, she like moaned like they were fucking. So she,
Yeah.
like they're making, she's like, and like you could just see his eye like open and like look around, and then I met his eye, and we're both just like so uncomfortable. He's like shrugging, like, how do I get out? It was great. Don't do
Yeah.
that, guys.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, like, if it's natural, sure, but, like, if you're doing it to
was
simulate enjoyment...
It didn't seem natural, and like, it was. There was nothing natural about it. And I get the feeling like no matter when or where she kisses, that's what she does, right?
Yeah.
Because like this is just that party. They were like on the couch, you know what I mean, in a room full of people. Super fucking weird.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But here's the thing, I would give them a chance. I would, because, like, one of my exes, when I first started sleeping with her, she was rather inexperienced. Like, I think she had, like, maybe slept with one other person one or two times prior. And she was not the best. And it was one of those things where I think, I think I mentioned it before, but she was working too hard, and like no matter what position we were in, she was also like trying to, and I was like, it's like I appreciate your enthusiasm, but you can sort of like
dial it back,
release, and sort of like let me take care of things in certain positions, and then like in other positions you'll be in charge and you'll get to set the pace. But like if you don't have good rhythm to begin with, trying to thrust on rhythm with someone else's rhythm is like, it's just a good way to like either just never feel any sort of friction, or just like constantly be like, oh, I'm out again.
Yeah. And then you're just living in fear of a broken dick.
Exactly.
Should have gotten her a metronome.
Yeah. Well, it's like we fucked music a lot, and like I inadvertently like fall into the rhythm of songs.
That's the danger. It's kind of hard not to, right?
Yeah, I feel like if you have any sort of like internal rhythm, it just kind of happens. Which is weird, because I found that a lot of people are like, "Are you fucking to the beat right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like really into it. So I'm like, it's not a common thing.
It has to be, though. It's impossible to not like.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure even like if you want to regulate your heartbeat, you can watch like a clock tick, and your heart will start following that, because your body is just like set to attune itself to rhythms.
Yeah. But I had so many women like comment on it and be like surprised and impressed by it. I was just like, it's
honestly, I usually don't fuck to music, and part of it is just like I hate when you're like fucking and then the song changes and it's a lot quicker, and like it's really hard to not.
That's why you curate playlists, my man.
Oh no, yeah, no, I've had, I think I mentioned this before. I had disastrous things, right? Yeah. Just throw on like YouTube. And they have like autoplay.
First mistake.
And sometimes autoplay can get real weird. Like there was this one notable time where like a documentary on caravans came on.
Yeah.
I was like, well, this is weird. I don't want to extricate myself from this and go turn that off. But like,
use Spotify's, but like,
I had a
playlist set specifically to the same BPM.
That's too much prep, you weirdo.
It's also like that's something I enjoy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it just ended up being like a really sexy playlist.
All my playlists are fucking all over the shop.
Yeah, well, I mean, like now if you listen to my fucking Spotify, it's nothing.
Well, now
but
it's ruined. We've ruined it.
It's like
Ocean Man,
gangster rap and fucking like orchestra, like epic battle music from D&D.
Hell yeah! You know what? We need to listen to Ocean Man more. Can that be our intro song?
I wish. Fucking Ween. I'd let Ween.
Ween?
Yeah, Ween's the name of the band.
Yeah. The more you know.
But yes, give people a chance. I don't know if necessarily telling them they're a bad kisser is a good idea, but sort of be a little aggressive with your like guidance.
Yeah, like show them the way. You know,
Yeah.
Honestly, whenever I've met someone who's been really bad at kissing, they have generally gotten over it pretty quickly. They usually come out of it like they match your kind of kissing rhythm and like get their shit together. Like, you just kind of gotta show them. I think if they don't, I don't know, I guess you kind of gotta figure out whether or not it is a deal breaker or not, and then maybe say it to them, because at that point you've nothing left to lose, and if they get very offended, which they probably will, then you might just end it for yourself anyway.
Yeah.
But like, give them a shot.
Give them a shot, yeah, and sort of take the lead on it, and then
what if you're the bad kisser?
Uh-oh.
Shit. Look at their face. Did you leave a ring of teeth on their face? It's your fault.
That is one of the things where I'm just like, when I first started having sex with like multiple people, I was like, I would come across people who like were bad, and I'm just like, what if this is how it's supposed to be? And I'm just sort of like failing.
I think you can generally figure out like what's good and what isn't. Mix them up.
Yeah. I mean, like, I quickly figured out that sometimes people are just bad at things.
Yeah.
You got a question?
I know.
Okay. Well, it's been our podcast. Thank you to Josh Eagle.
Okay, this one's really long, but fuck it. Let's go into it.
I'm ready. I got a drink.
Even thinking about asking out grills makes my heart jump into panic mode.
Uh-oh.
Like, my fire alarm went off in the middle of the night a few days ago. I sprung out of bed like a loaded spring, ran into the main hall, thinking the Russians were invading. It just turned out to be the fire alarm acting weird, but my heart went crazy, adrenaline or whatever they call it. It's a similar feeling to how I feel asking girls out, just to put it into perspective. What to do? Tinder is scary. Dating is scary. Asking out girls is scary. The fact that you have to go through hundreds of rejections or something like that, according to this subreddit, for maybe a handful of dates, sounds horrifying, to be honest. And that you have to have a lot of hobbies and earn a lot of money to even be considered makes it seem even more daunting. Thankfully, I'm above 180 centimeters, so that's something. I really feel sorry for short guys.
Fuck you.
And I'm normal weight, and I work out a lot, which probably puts me an average or below average at the very least in terms of competition compared to other guys. How do you guys deal with this? Dating feels scary and confusing. It feels like filling out work applications more than having fun. At least filling out work applications is mostly free, aside from paper costs and sending it, but when dating as a man, you have to pay the date, which would probably end up expensive if you date a lot, and then you have to have a car and own your own apartment or house, which also is super expensive. Reposting it here. I really feel like this is hampering any chances when dating. It shouldn't be this complicated. Relationships are natural and happen naturally, right? My grandparents found each other in archaeology. Well, we don't need that. But just like saying like
It's another 4 pages of the...
well, no, it's the end. They met. His grandparents met on an archaeological site. His dad asked his mom out on a helicopter. Apparently, that's weird. It just seems to happen anywhere, but I don't get it. You're not
Although,
supposed.
to be fair, that's setting the standard pretty high.
Yeah,
Like your
two
archaeologist parents meeting on a fucking helicopter? Like,
No, the grandparents were archaeologists. The parents met on a helicopter. So it's like a whole generational thing of just being solid. Yeah, you're fucked.
Although, he's probably freaking out. He could have met someone in the sweet fire drill.
Right? That's the thing.
Like, you're
honestly,
both cold and shivering outside and like...
Well, if there's a fire, fires come from somewhere. There's probably a grill involved.
Is this what his question is? He's scared of grills.
Yeah.
Is he...
So he just says, it just seems to happen anywhere. I don't get it. You're not allowed or supposed to ask out people in public, in the boutique, shopping mall, gym, school, bar, club, bus, train, or boat. The only option seems to be dating apps like Tinder, since everyone is there to date, but even then I have read that people use Tinder to find friends and not date. 19-year-old male, Finland. A lot of question marks.
Yeah. This kind of ties in. I don't have like a specific question, but like everything I saw this week there, and like since we started looking for questions, are people being like, online dating is the worst, and like, is it worth it? And I feel shit when I do it, and I feel, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people like airing their insecurities because they don't get matches. So I think that will also tie into this. Fuck, where do I even want to start with this? I think
it's a lot.
I think the first thing is you're not competing with anyone.
Yeah.
And like, if that's the way you're approaching dating, like if you're being like, I'm one guy and every other guy is competition, you're gonna get into a real weird, like, jealousy, insecurity, inadequacy thing real fast. Because I promise you, there's always someone who's making more money than you, who's taller than you, who's better looking than you, who's more in shape than you. You know what I mean? And if you keep using other guys as like a measuring stick, you're gonna fall short. Yeah. Always.
Yeah. I felt like he introduced that as like he was looking for reasons to be like, I won't be fucked when I try this because I've this and I've this, and like, and even after listing some things that seem pretty positive, he's like, maybe I'll be almost average, and it's like, dude, like, fucking chill. He's looking at everything the wrong way, you know?
Yeah.
Like
there is no average, especially when it comes to dating, because like
everybody's into different shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so painful. Like, it doesn't matter, like, 180 centimeters. Like, cool, I'm there. Like, nobody gives a fuck, really. And if they do,
well, I mean,
no,
like,
but if they do, you don't really give a shit, do you?
Yeah.
Because if you're that fucking shallow, like...
It's the one, like, weird thing about, like, modern dating where girls are obsessed with guys' height. Like, almost on, like, every female Tinder profile, there's, like, I'm this tall, you must be taller, or, like, only date guys who are over 6 feet. And, like, cool, but, like...
But then you're probably an asshole.
Yeah, and also...
Or just...
I don't know, my thing, like...
Somewhat.
This is kind of, like, a common rhetoric, but, like, imagine if guys were that way about, like, weight.
I know.
Or something, you know what I mean? It's like, I can't make myself any taller, but, like, you could lose weight. So why is it any different from me being like, sorry, only girls who are like between this weight range?
No, it's stupid and it's fucked up.
I'd be such an asshole. And like, I understand, like, I agree that's an asshole thing to do. The same way I think that, like, if you are specifically looking for someone of a certain height, you're an asshole. Same thing with, like, I don't know.
I guess it comes from this weird, like, society standard where like the woman is meant to be like smaller, but like
Yeah.
does it fucking matter?
I mean, like when my girlfriend wears heels, she's taller than me.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't bother me at all.
Mm.
I had someone the other day be like, "Oh man, girlfriend's taller than you. That sucks." I was like, "Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know."
Wow, being insecure about your height related to your girlfriend. That sucks.
Yeah, I was just like, I just.
Yeah, like why the fuck does it matter?
She's a fucking babe and she's with me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Also, you could wear high heels too, so suck it.
Yeah, maybe I'll start wearing heels.
Yeah. What do you think about that, random dude? Ah, you look so sexy in heels. What?
I don't know if I would. Actually, I would. My legs are
Yeah.
pretty fucking
Got them
popping.
good legs.
Yeah. But I feel like I'd have to shave because I have fairly hairy legs. And you want to see that calf definition if
No,
you're
you
wearing
just
heels.
need to
That's the point
wait.
of 'em.
You need to wait 1 week and 1 day from this recording. Put on your heels, walk out with them legs, and say, "Hairy Sexmas." Make a man this Christmas.
I think she'd break up with me immediately.
I don't think she would.
No, I don't think she would.
I think she'd love it.
Yeah, like, I wish I could just replay that question in my head forever so I could rip it apart.
Well, I think one thing is, like, he's so worried about being rejected. It doesn't even sound like he's tried yet. Rejections don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Especially on Tinder.
The problem is like, he's young,
Mhm.
and...
He's not that young. He's fucking 19.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, at least here, I don't know what everything is like elsewhere, but, like, younger people are not set up for failure. Like, you can't be failed in school anymore. Like, that doesn't exist.
Well, to be
And, like,
fair, he's from Europe, so it's probably a little bit more grounded.
Yeah.
Like, back home, you definitely get fucking failed.
But, like, even here, like, all the people in North America who are, like, Tinder, yada, yada, and, like, feeling inadequate for that is, like, because, like, no one has prepared them for failure or prepared them for the fact that life is
Unfair.
just mostly failure. You know what I mean? It's like, unless you're living some sort of charmed life, most of your life will be a dismal failure.
Dismal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
No, I
it's
totally agree.
it's one failure after another, and
It's
it's like,
the only way to learn and grow.
Yeah.
And also, like, life would fucking suck if you just were successful at everything.
just
you
everything
become
you
an
did, you were
asshole.
just fine with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you don't watch movies about things that go well for everybody. Like, you'd be like, oh, cool. Oh, they this worked out?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Like, no one enjoys anything they watch that goes well, you know? Everyone wants, like, drama and wants excitement and conflict and tension. So, like, why would you not want that in your own fucking life?
Well, that's why sitcoms, the worst, like, seasons of sitcoms, or the worst episodes of sitcoms are when your two main characters get together and they're happy.
I find a lot of that is just because people are really bad at handling, like, good relationships in TV. So,
Well, it's just because, like, on all the tensions come, right? Like,
Well,
you're just like,
you should
it's
be,
like, cool, this is the end of the show then.
You should be a smart enough writer to be able to introduce other tension, and
Yeah.
that they then deal with as a couple, which people are fucking unable to do. Like those seasons of New Girl, ugh,
Yeah.
they sucked real
Sorry,
hard.
spoilers, whatever.
Shit.
Years
Oh,
ago.
yeah, you could probably figure it out.
Which is actually kind of cool, because they were never meant to date.
Yeah.
In, like, the original season, or, like, the original, like, spec. It was,
Yeah.
like, that romance was never supposed to happen, and it just kind of, like, happened because they had really good on-screen
yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah, no, it's good.
This is our New Girl fan cast.
I would fucking love that.
I know, I'd do a New Girl.
Can we do one?
Maybe.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, like, people need to chill with, like, if you're going to jump into the world of online dating, like Tinder and shit, like, understand that it's not the be-all and end-all. Also, like, I was very, very successful on Tinder, as I've talked about before, but, like, there was also months where I just wouldn't get a match.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be, I wouldn't take it personally. I wouldn't be like, I'm the ugliest person and undateable. It's like, no,
Yeah.
I understand that, like, it's all luck, like,
Yeah.
how
also,
often
like,
I'm on it, and, like, if the right people are on it at the same time, and, like, for all I know, people are just accidentally, you know, someone gave their phone to their friend, and they were like, nope, I'm not into beards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, there's so many variables out in the world, especially when it's online dating, that, like, it just might be one of those months where, like, people just aren't on it that much, or, like, maybe you're just not getting matches, like.
But also, it's like putting out a profile and curating pictures is a very particular skill set as well. So you might not be doing that very well, or you might be doing it, like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's like, if you walk down the street, you can't expect every person on that street to be like, I'd fuck him.
Yeah.
You know, so why would you expect everyone on Tinder to do that? You know what I mean? And also, if you're, again, sitting on the toilet doing some swipes and nobody picks up the other end, like, who gives a fuck? Is that, is it that crushing? It shouldn't be. Same with real life dating. Like, if you're out in the bar, if you're talking to people, don't be afraid to get rejected, right? Like, it's literally impossible to imagine a world where you wouldn't be. And also, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't, just don't be a dick or a creep
exactly.
about it.
Like, if you're just having a chat and at the end of the chat you're like, hey, can I get your number? And they're like, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck like, okay, cool. You had a good chat. Move on.
Yeah, clap yourself on the back for being brave enough to do that, and for doing it a good way. You know what I mean? For not being a shithead, presumably, hopefully, and like move on. And the thing is, you'll find after once or twice, it doesn't really fucking matter.
No.
Like it's like going to paintball. The first fucking paintball, it's terrifying and it hurts like a fucker. But after that, you don't really care about getting shot for the rest of the game. And then if you're out for ages and you go back to paintball again, that first one again. Pretty scary.
Yeah.
But when you're like in the midst of it, it doesn't matter. And then you start to have a lot of fun and enjoy that game. And shoot those people.
It is. So go out there and just shoot every woman you see.
God. Oh no. Oh God, don't fucking do that. We will come for you.
Anyway, we will actually.
Yeah. And not in a sexy way.
I mean, it might be sexy. You don't know what I'm going to wear. Those high heels.
No, I meant we won't come for you in a sexy way.
Oh. Well. You don't know what my kink is.
Vigilanteism. No, but I fucking one day. But just throw yourself in there. Like rejection literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, once you get over the fear of rejection, you end up opening yourself up to way more possibility. And I don't even mean just dating. Like once you sort of just be like, let's see where this goes, and if it ends poorly, then I will know how this ends.
Yeah. There's a like something ending badly is a lot better than something being like this question mark in your head forever.
Yeah, I mean, like how many times did we walk past like a obviously private party or like bar that like we probably shouldn't walk in, but we were like,
fuck it,
fuck it, let's see what happens. And if someone's like, hey, you can't be here, or like we get kicked out,
then we leave.
Then all right, fine.
Yeah. And if they don't, then we end up having a fucking crazy night.
And it's like, and you just kind of have to take that approach, like. Obviously, always take care of yourself and don't do anything obviously stupid. Like, don't walk into a fucking biker bar and be like, "What up, hoes?"
Man, bikers get a bad rap.
I know, it's true. There are bars that you should not walk into.
Don't be a dumbass.
The same way that, like, if you think a situation is going to end poorly for you, then don't do it.
That's the thing. But if there's a difference between, like, I'm worried about getting rejected and I'm worried about losing my kidneys in a bath full of ice.
Yeah, like, don't obviously hit on the girl that has like a bunch of bro dudes around her
holding axes.
Yeah, those classic axe boys.
Just get out there. Don't be afraid. Like, because as you pointed out, like the thought of it and the fear of it is literally worse than the action, and you're clearly suffering. Like your heart's going fucking 90 miles an hour just considering it. You're not even doing it, and like you're never gonna get anybody to date you if you don't try. Like if you just stay at home worrying about trying, that's not gonna fucking work for you.
Yeah, I mean like the whole idea and concept of like you need money and you need to be tall and you need it's like
you don't need any of those things.
When I was single, I was absolutely like I was a below average height dude that had literally no money and like I had no trouble ever. And like it wasn't anything like you can't like hide height, you know what I mean? And like I would
also like you would never act anything other than what you were, which I think is like literally the most important thing. Like I feel like a lot of the time people try and be something they're not, and that's what undercuts them, and then it comes across as like, oh, they realized I don't have money and that's why. No, they realized you're pretending to have money. Yeah,
I mean like anytime I would go, like, I would get a date when I was broke, and they'd be like, let's go to this place. I was like, let's go somewhere a little cheaper, because I've been unemployed for 7 months.
Yeah, like, I was a fucking dishwasher back in the day that lived in the shithole, and, like, that didn't fucking stop any of my chances whatsoever. Like,
I know.
That was almost some of the most amount of success and fun in the dating sphere I ever had. Yeah. So, it's like, fuck it. And they knew. I never fucking pretended.
It was, it's one of those things where you just kind of embrace who you are.
Don't be afraid of rejection.
Don't be afraid of rejection. Just like go for it.
And just be worried. Like if a grill is too hot, like maybe wait till it cools down to touch it.
Yeah. We did it.
Every time I see one of these questions, with like a just fucking amazing spelling mistake, I want to bring it into the podcast, even if it has no bearing. Like, one is, Dear men of Reddit, have you ever fucked a girl without a condor? Another one was like, Dear women who like women, how do you feel touching another girl's breads and thighs?
Ooh. Here's one. Speaking of
Bread?
questions that you just have to put in. This comes from Reddit user Ms. MM. It's not even really a question. I don't really know what this is
Hit
up
me.
to, but leading a guy into the bedroom by lightly tying a string around his dick and walking in front of him. Like, there's literally no question mark. I think she's just
Just dictating her life?
throwing it out into the void.
Well, what? Do we have any responses to this?
A lot of people were just like, might be hot until you trip.
Oh, oh my dick.
I mean, yeah, like,
I just like, the first thing that comes to mind is that really shitty, rough kitchen twine, and now my dick
that's exactly
hurts.
what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, my dick is a little sore. Also, lightly tied, like, how light is this tying? Because, like, unless you hook it just over, like, the head and you're already erect, it's not going to work very well, I don't think.
Yeah, and like, you'd have to keep.
You might have to get the balls in.
You'd have to.
Cock
Well,
ring
if you
action.
kept like actual pace.
Yeah, but then you're not being led, are you? Kind of. You're just keeping pace.
Yeah, like, and I don't know. Like, there's no string, like a ribbon, maybe.
Maybe a ribbon.
You know what I mean, or like one of those
Cheese string.
gross.
I was actually thinking of cheese wire, but I'm going to stick with my original cheese string. It's great.
How's a cheese wire?
Like the wires you use to cut cheese.
Oh,
Yeah. Like you can garrote someone with those.
ugh.
Yeah. That was the reaction I was trying to provoke in you, and then I just said cheese strings by accident.
I think cheese string's grosser.
Yeah, it's saltier.
I think I would be taken so out of the moment. Like, if it was getting hot and heavy and someone was like, let's go to my room, we're like, all right. And then she
I
was
was
like,
like, hold on.
hold on. And then just started fucking, like, Boy Scout nodding my dick up.
I was just about to say that.
I was like, I don't.
That's the thing.
It's like, okay. Like,
unless
I guess
they're,
I'll just, I guess I'll just wait for you to finish.
Unless there's some, like, real, like, fucking, you know, like an ex-sailor who knows their goddamn knots, and it's just like, 1 second, you're rigged up, you know, ramming speed, land ahoy, they're dragging you in the bathroom toilet by your dick.
But, like, once you get there.
Toilet?
Bathroom toilet.
Bedroom.
Like, once you get there,
Then,
one, how far is the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at most, maybe a 2-minute walk if you're walking.
2
Well, I'm
minutes?
just saying, if your dick is tied in a fucking.
But 2 minutes is, how big is this apartment?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I'm gonna take it slow if someone's got my dick in a fucking noose.
No, you have to take it at whatever speed they do it. So is she taking it slow?
I guess. I fucking hope so.
Yeah, you don't know, right?
Um,
I'm thinking.
but I'm estimating, I'm giving a healthy amount of time to, like, maybe she's taking a whole tour, a circle around the, like, kitchenette a couple of times.
It's like the weirdest episode of Cribs.
yeah, maybe.
Welcome, MTV. Let me just tie. Oh, okay. Here we go.
And then, like, okay, but then, like,
You see,
once you get to the bedroom,
Mhm.
that string's got to come off. So what the fuck's
or
the point?
does it? Maybe she wants knots for her pleasure.
Maybe. Maybe she
This is
just
our
wants
vomit
you
episode.
to, like, sort of just, like, cram the string into her.
She wants like a magician trick where you like
Ooh,
put it all in
and you
then-
just, like, how long is this rope?
Yeah,
It's never ending.
it's real long. Oh boy, this rope is so fucking long.
Don't ever do that again while
Daddy.
I'm wearing headphones.
Daddy, this rope.
Stop it.
It's silky and long.
I just, like, I don't.
Okay, well the thing for me, it's the opposite, right? You're saying 2 minutes. I'm saying like 2 seconds, right? Have you been in an average fucking Toronto
Well, yeah.
apartment? So like all that like effort, and then it's like step. Oh well, here we go. Let me
Imagine living
just,
a bachelor.
right? Yeah, just like oh shit.
Just get that.
Like what the fuck? Or imagine even more common scenario in Toronto. You have a roommate. Your roommate walks in. You're attached via silk ribbon to your girlfriend's hand via dick. That's gonna be a weird one.
Yeah.
Or he, you know, jiggles the lock. You run one way, she runs the other way. Now you don't have a dick.
Yep.
That's an even worse scene to walk in. He's like, why is there blood on the floor? Why is your dick? Oh, God.
Oh, no.
And now you're Dickless Steve for the rest of your life.
Well, I'm sure there's like a Ken doll fetish out there.
Yeah, probably.
That's the only fleshy mound life. I guess technically you'd still have balls.
Depending on where she tied it.
It's true.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like, I feel like balls are easier to get rid of than a dick.
Yeah.
Which you can use them for if you don't have a dick.
Mm. Why is there so much dick injury in this episode?
I don't know. Alright.
Alright.
Hit me with another one.
Oh. My girlfriend keeps blowing up condom balloons and leaves them in my room for me to find them. It's getting bad. Almost like coming in my room and kicking condoms everywhere as I walk. I had no idea what the heck was going on until I saw it. The other day I walked into my room after telling my girlfriend I was going to shower and I caught her in the act. She had a full-blown condom in her hand and the end of it in her mouth. It was another huge one. I was shocked that she betrayed my trust like this and left these condoms blown up in my shoes, floor, bookshelf, closet, under my bed, etc. How do I proceed?
Why is that betraying your trust?
Look at the first response. And then everyone's like, she's a keeper, and it's just like, you want her? I will sell her. And everyone's like, yeah, I want her. He's like, cool. Everyone form a line. He's like auctioning his girlfriend off now.
That's fucking hilarious.
And then, in the middle of everyone being like, what is this? What the fuck? Someone goes, let the air out, then put them on and shag her.
Oh, boy. I don't see a problem here. The only thing I see is, like, condoms aren't that cheap.
Condoms are expensive.
So, like, that's kind of a dick move. Like, that's the only betrayal that she's doing to you. Otherwise, she is
the best.
The most, like, scampish little nymph that, like, you should treasure forever.
Pretty great.
Like, that's fucking hilarious.
So, on the same topic, weird question, I know, but what is proper condom etiquette? And basically, it is a person who have not been in the dating world for a while now, reaching the age of 30. There's a chance you could sleep with someone for the first time. How do you go about bringing and retrieving a condom the first time without seeming like a creep? I feel like it's childish to keep it in the wallet, not a teen anymore. Also, don't want it to seem like I was expecting for that to happen. It's a weird question, I know, and I don't know how to ask my friends.
So this is a guy who is...
Yeah, I believe so. It doesn't say.
I mean... Always have them in your, like, nightstand if you have one.
Yeah, have them, like within arm's reach of your bed.
Yeah. It's not, like, if you don't have a nightstand, it's tough, because, like, you don't want to keep them, like, under your mattress.
I have a treasure chest.
Like, is it actually a treasure
chest? It's a wooden treasure chest.
That's pretty sweet.
That's right at the edge of my bed.
Although, that would make me feel like I'm going to the dentist, because every dentist I've ever gone to, like, when you were a kid, they always had, like, a treasure chest that you would choose a toy out of.
I am going to put something in your mouth, but...
Granted, it wasn't filled with condoms, but it was like...
No, but it's great, because, like, the wooden treasure chest, there's all the gold. It's great.
No, I think you solved it.
We solved it. Just bring a treasure chest around. Our good friend Paul once bought me a condom box with just the most horrifying art on it.
Yeah, what was it? Now I need to know.
It says condoms, and there's a lot of, like, cherub, like, naked fat babies flying around. And I guess they're a warning? Like, use condoms because you'll have
or like
all these kids.
Like, you've been struck by an arrow. So
have you ever been to You've been to fucking Ossington Bus, and you're waiting, and there's the mural of all the fat, weird babies.
I fucking hate those things so much.
It's them. I'm pretty sure it's the same fucking artist. Oh, no. And he bought it for me, and he gave it to me. I think it was a birthday present.
Next time we're at Ossington, we have to take a picture so people know what the hell we're talking about.
Oh, we'll put it up on our fucking thing, because it's, like, just weird and horrifying. Yeah. I guess it's meant to, like, be for, like,
it's
a shelter
like a daycare
or something. Yeah.
It's a daycare, and it's fucking horrifying.
It is real bad. It's like...
Because it's, like, it's the two people who I assume own the place, surrounded by just, like...
naked, posing babies.
Yeah, these kids just doing everything. Like, stop it.
I know.
And, like, if you're waiting for a bus, you just stare at it, and they stare back.
Oh, they stare into your goddamn soul.
What the fuck's the question? Condom etiquette?
Yeah, so I find, like, okay, on the first topic of the, like, I don't want people to think that I thought this was gonna... Like, no one gives a fuck. You're 30.
Yeah, if someone was like... If you are, like, going on a date, and don't have a condom with you, it's like... You don't seem like a fucking pervert for having...
You seem like a weirdo.
You seem, like, prepared and responsible. At least, like, I would hope. If a girl gets upset that you have a condom on you...
Then you know you don't want to date her.
This is a bad call. That's a red flag for me.
Yeah. Also, like, if you don't have one, and she's like, oh, you want to fuck or whatever, or like things go well, and you're like, oh, I forgot a condom. You sound like a creep who wants to fuck bareback.
Yeah.
Like, just have one. No, like, nobody gives a fuck.
Also, don't keep it in your wallet. That's how they get ruined.
Yeah, well, don't keep it in your wallet for long. Just fuck quick.
That's the thing. Like, don't leave it there. Like, if you need to put it in your wallet for, like, the day, but, like, don't have a wallet condom just ready for action.
Yeah, like, be aware that it can,
that degrade
the structural integrity.
Yeah. Don't carry a condom with you, but, like, if you're going somewhere where, like, even on, like, nights out, I would just throw two in my back pocket
with you.
And just be like...
Just put it somewhere that you're not going to accidentally pull it out, or, like, because that might seem creepy if you're just like, oh, hey, like, let me get your number, and you, like, there's just condoms spilling out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Although, real funny story, friend of mine, first time he met his girlfriend's parents, he reached in his pocket for something, and a condom fell out, and it was super awkward.
I once...
they were highly religious.
I used my passport for my ID because I'm a scumbag and don't have any other kind of ID.
Fuck it.
And I... once was getting ID'd at like a bar or club or wherever to get in, and I pulled it out, and the condom had wedged itself in between like my picture and like the the book part.
Please tell me you only looked them in the eye and winked when they
So I pulled out my thing and like I flashed it at him, but I was also holding the condom in it, and so it looked like I was like, "Hey, let me in, or I'm gonna fuck you," or "Let me in and I'll fuck you." I don't know.
I guess it depends. Is that a threat or is it the carrot or the stick?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe both. Carrot stick.
And like also, I think we talked about it at one point. I don't know if it went in or not. I can't remember if I edited it out. But like, I always like in my head, I was always like, oh, getting a condom ruins the mood, and like it's such a like a break in the action. But like,
you just got put on all sexy.
Also, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like, almost no woman is going to be like, oh, he's putting a condom on. Like,
oh, I don't have to have his possibly filthy seed inside of me.
Yeah, like...
oh, I won't have to stress about being pregnant.
If someone is like...
not getting STD.
Oh, you're being safe and responsible. I'm so turned off.
Oh, I'm watching you manhandle your cam handle. Ham candle. Damn it! Cam handle. Hey, you could put a camera on it.
Yeah?
It's
a little
not
GoPro
incorrect.
on your dick?
Yeah. No, like, no one gives a shit, man. You're 30. I'm sorry. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, just have one with you.
Yeah.
Also,
have
maybe...
two with you, because you don't want to fuck that night and then wake up the next morning and be all hot and horny and not be able to do it again.
Yeah.
I always bring two.
Ladies.
At least.
It's not a bad idea.
To have some yourself.
To have some on you.
Do we solve it? Condom etiquette. Bring one. Wear one. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
No one gives a
don't
shit.
be self-conscious about putting one on, ever.
Yeah. No one gives a fuck. In a good way.
I think we have time for one more? One quick one?
Okay. What is the optimal food for an orgy? You don't want people to get hungry or have to call out for a pizza. You don't have to use knives and forks because you don't want a big break or commotion when people go to eat. But you don't want finger foods because you don't want greasy food-stained fingers in your genitals. Go-gurt buffet sounds like a good start?
No! That's like the exact opposite of what you should do. You know what? You do fruit.
Nah,
grapes.
Fuck that. What? Nah.
Spicy wings, hot wings.
Oh yeah, you get the spice. I had a terrible.
Terrible. I did too.
Yeah, I feel so bad. R.I.P. that bitch.
Okay, orgy foods. Let's just rapid fire. Hit them out.
Fucking Powerade.
That's not a food, but okay.
But like, that's the thing. Fuck the food. You want to be hydrated. You want them electrolytes. You want blue because it tastes great. How about crudité platter with some good dips?
Because
like
I think like a fruit and veggie
you know?
platter is like the way to go. You can pop grapes. Also, like some of that food's fun to play with, like grapes and shit. Like
you want to insert celery into someone's vagina?
No, what I'm saying is like imagine being fucked while someone feeds you grapes. That sounds fucking great.
I hate grapes, so no, that sounds terrible. It's like Skittles. Skittles, right? Fucking put a tray of Skittles out.
Yeah, get some
sugar,
some
right?
Out.
You know?
Yeah, you need things that are gonna like pump people up.
Yeah, right. And I feel like if you're going to be eating and then like you're probably gonna eat before or after. It's probably just like sustain food. You don't
also
like
how long is this orgy?
Yeah,
like the last thing I would want to do, just like mid fucking bang session, is be like,
yeah,
you know what I could do for some food. Like
that's the thing is like I'm usually way too distracted for food. I'm like nothing in life distracts me from food.
Yeah, like I have a lot of morning sex, and I'm hungry in the morning, and at no point in time am I ever like, I need to stop this sexual activity to go have breakfast. Like,
midway, God no.
Breakfast will come. Breakfast will come when I have.
You gon' come first. By the way, go listen to Up for Breakfast by Van Halen, because it is the best morning sex song in the world. But there you go, guys. Ready for some bad sex writing?
Alright, let's do one quick one.
Okay,
one more. This comes from Honey Super Suit.
Honey Super Suit?
Yep.
Okay. That sounds real sticky.
The question title is, I Need Advice. So I was like, nice. Uh-oh. Ex-girlfriend is going to the small party tomorrow. Hey guys, short story short, ex-girlfriend and I started a friend group at uni 2 years ago, and ever since we broke up a year ago, the group hardly ever meets, like once every 2 months for a meal. We haven't talked since the breakup, and she usually ditches these meals, and I go because I feel bad that the group isn't as tight as it used to be. Anyway, tomorrow they want to do a lunch, and she said in the friend group chat that she's going. Should I just dip?
If you want to go, go.
Yep.
Like, it depends. Like, it doesn't seem like, aside from maybe possible awkwardness, that he really cares. So it's like, just go. If it's not going to bother you, go.
Yeah, it also depends on how you broke up. Like, if you cheated on her, and she broke up with you because of that, it's like, if she's the one who usually dips out, let her have this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
okay,
you were an asshole, and so let her go hang out with the friends that you guys had, instead of being like, I'm gonna go. I'm going to this one. I'm going to that one.
Yeah, 100%. If you were a piece of shit, then just like, no, just let her have it.
But if it was a mutual breakup, or if it was like,
or if she dumped you, or if she was the bad one.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was a relationship that sort of like just ran its course and it ended, as well as a relationship can, then there's nothing wrong with being civil with your exes. Like, one of my exes, who we had a pretty spectacular breakup, I'm fine with now, because like it was almost a decade ago, and it was one of those things where I was just like, I was really upset at the time, and then I sorted my own shit out. I dealt with my own things. I realized that so I wasn't completely devoid of blame in that situation. We talked it out, and like, I don't know if I'd say we were friends, but we're certainly like civil, and we're still able to like talk, and if I see her, I don't like avoid her. I'll still like give her a hug and ask her how she's doing.
The thing is, like, just from the question, I assumed he wasn't the person in the wrong, considering he was like, I had to try to get over her. You know what I mean? I doubt he was like, I cheat on you. Wait, where are you? Oh no. But hey, fucking maybe, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're like, look at how it ended, and if you're a dick, like if they're avoiding you for like a good reason, give them a bit of space and let them have this one.
Or also, like, maybe they're not comfortable seeing you and, like, aren't going to these things because you are. You know what I mean? So, like, maybe trade off. Like, go to one. You know what I mean? Like, if the reason she's going is because she thinks you're not, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe let her have that.
Yeah.
Or
although, like,
be
sometimes,
an adult
like,
and reach out to her and be like, hey, I kind of want to go to this thing. I saw you're also going. Like, is it, like, would it be super upsetting for you if I came too? Like, I promise, like, we'll be civil, like, you know what I mean? Like, be the bigger person and reach out and address it.
Sometimes I feel like, unless they have a reason to be uncomfortable by you being there, you don't really, like, it shouldn't be necessary for you to go out of your way to accommodate their feelings. If you ended up whatever, or if they were the one who ended things, or if they were the one who, like, cheated on you or whatever, and they don't feel comfortable hanging out with you, like, I don't really feel like you need to put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you did something wrong and you're, like, mature enough and, like, nice enough to realize that, totally. You can reach out, or you can just give them the space. But if you haven't done anything wrong and they don't feel comfortable seeing you, like, it's not necessarily your job to fix that for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if you want to see your friends, that's cool. If you've been, like, a bunch of times, you'll be at the next one, she hasn't been to one, yeah, you could, take a knee.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think... I think one of those things where it's just... If you want to go, go.
Unless you were a shithead.
Remain, a better person. Don't do the thing where you casually drop, like, how many girls you're sleeping with, or, like, how well you're doing.
Don't do any of that.
Just hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
And, like, if she starts a discussion, like, join in. But, like, don't try to shoehorn in how well you're doing, unless, like, someone's like, how are you doing? Be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing, like, be honest, but, like, don't be like, yeah, so I'm just, like, fucking every week, and, like, I'm just banging every girl.
My dick is just sore from the amount of great sex I've had.
And, like, I'm probably going to get a promotion. I'm probably,
but also, don't do the opposite, where you feel like you have to make yourself not seem like you're doing so well for their sake. Don't do that either.
Yeah, just
be fucking normal, if you can.
Yeah, just, if someone asks you a question, just answer it honestly.
Yeah.
But also, like, again, I'm going to go under the assumption that, like, this is a mutual breakup and you guys are still sort of, like, civil and don't hate each other. Don't do anything that, like, for the intentional purposes of, like,
making them feel
twisting
bad.
the knife.
Yeah.
Again, if it didn't end poorly, there's nothing wrong with repairing a relationship.
Yeah, it's always a pity if you had been so close, obviously you're in a relationship, to just, like, have it be bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and especially, like, if you guys both like these friends, it's like, if you can find a middle ground and be civil and, like, still hang out with these friends, it's like, there's no reason everyone that was, friends with you guys should also suffer. You know what I mean? Or, like, be in the position to choose between who they want to stay friends with. So, like, maybe this is a good chance to sit down and be like, oh, cool, we can all still do this. It's like, obviously you guys might not hang out as closely together, but if you can, like, figure out that common ground of being like, hey, we love these people.
Yeah.
And for that, we will bridge any gap that we have and be like, and repair sort of this friendship group. I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah. And, like, have fun with it.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah, and it's also, like, one of those testing grounds where you just be like, okay, cool, yeah, no, I'm not quite over this. I'm not quite ready to move on past it, or, you know what I mean, put it behind me. And that's, I don't think anyone would fault you for that. All right, I have mentally recovered from last week. I'm ready to be traumatized.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. This is Connect by Julian Goff.
Can we go back down into our sexy voice?
He drops the bra to the floor, looks up into her eyes. It's too much. He kisses her chin, her mouth, and their tongues touch. Oh, too much. He slips his lip free with a soft suck. Moves up to kiss her strong nose, on one side then the other. It's hard and soft at once. He moves back down till he is level with her breasts. They're small, she says, surprisingly shy, apologetic. They're perfect, he says. He kisses them, teases a nipple with his lips. It's so soft. And then, suddenly, hard. Wow. He sucks on the hard nipple. He has never done this before. And yet, no, wait, of course. It is totally familiar. The first thing he ever did. He feels the huge change in meaning and status. It is as though he has grown up in a single suck. Everything transformed. And yet nothing has changed at all. He sucks at a nipple as he lies on a bed, and it's 18 years later. And he sucks at a nipple as he lies on a bed, and his childhood falls away from him like a burned-out booster stage from a rocket. His fuel used up. He is now in orbit around a different planet. Why would...
I don't... Man, you took that traumatized right to heart. So this guy...
He's just thinking about his mom's nipples.
Yeah, he's just like, damn, I used to suck my mom's titties. Just like going to town. And he's just like, oh my god.
Why is everything hard and soft? Why? Her nose.
I can't think of a better way to describe a nose. Especially not a strong one.
Fuck you. Get out. Do you want another one? No, I'm going to save it till next week.
Yeah. We're running long. Looks like my dick after that one.
Yeah, I can't stand up right now because that was too much. All right.
That's been our show.
We hope we didn't traumatize you too much. Merry almost Christmas.
Yeah, next week we're going to do a Christmas episode. So if you have
Christmas-themed,
holiday-themed Christmas questions.
Or holiday.
Yeah, holiday, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Anything.
I mean, it is going to be, we're going to release on Christmas Eve, so it's going to be Christmas.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, like, fuck it. If you have a Hanukkah question,
yeah.
You have a Kwanzaa question, you got a Diwali, an Eid,
some candle nights,
candle nights questions. Yeah, we are a. You know what? We've tried to stay away from my brother and me references.
So hard.
But I agree. I like candle nights. So if you don't know what that is, it's like an all-encompassing holiday that everyone can enjoy, regardless of religion or creed or any of that stuff.
But to avoid getting sued, we're going to call it Ham Candle Night.
Oh, God. Why did I not think about that? It's so if you have any questions about the holidays and dating over the holidays and all that stuff, I don't really know how that would work, but if you do,
hey, if you got some shit, send it to us.
Shoot us a message. You can either email us at fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com. You can send us a message on Twitter at FCK_buddies, or you can find us on Facebook. And please find us on Facebook.
Oh God, we are like being overwhelmed. I feel like fucking like Helm's Deep right now.
Yeah, and just people are the orcs. Just the general, general Facebook populace.
Although we did also get added by Gandalf during the week.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FCKBuddiesPodcast.
Thank you, Josh Eagle and the Harvest Cities, for their song Paper Stars.
Yeah. You can hear that at the beginning and the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
I know we've added in our new little segment of now reading erotica to me in a closet. But this week, and every week, we've ended the show with a tweet or a article from someone known as Dan.
When your girlfriend loves you but isn't happy, brackets, dump her before she dumps you?
My name is Dave Miller.
And I am Nas Bay.
And we're your fuck buddies.
Bloop.